Hello, my name is George Franson, and I have the largest collection of coprolites. What is coprolite? Fossilized poop. This coprolite right here is named Precious. This is the largest true-to-form coprolite ever discovered. Why I say true to form is because it still carries the original form from when it was made 20 million years ago. This collection started when I was 18 in college. I was told to make a fossil collection for a paleontology class I was taking. I came across a coprolite and I thought it was the neatest thing in the whole world. And since then, I've collected a little bit more and a little bit more, a little bit more. What got me interested in finding and collecting coprolites is the story they tell of prehistoric life and ecosystems. No other fossils can tell you so much as coprolites can. Kids love seeing the coprolites. The big question they always have is, are they soft? Do they smell? Coprolites are hard as a rock. They've been mineralized and they don't smell.
Hi, this is Steve Sansweet, and welcome to Rancho Obi-Wan, home of the world's largest collection of Star Wars memorabilia as certified by Guinness World Records. The main entrance to Rancho Obi-Wan's internal treasures. Come on in. These are the boys in the band, the Cantina musicians, the Biff musicians. The Darth Vader costume here is made up of some original pieces that were actually screen used. And the codpiece still has the costumer's tag, Bermans and Nathans, Darth Vader. Hung in carbonite and Boba Fett. This was made by the ILM Model Shop, and it's a cut-off battle droid backpack and a piece of the Millennium Falcon that was built for The Empire Strikes Back. And then Anthony Daniels, who plays C-3PO, walked through the scrap heap and picked up 10 different pieces and gave them names like Reverse Power Flux Coupling Cover and put them in acrylic cases and sold them to ridiculous collectors like me. Wait a second, there's my barrel of hazardous waste. It's the Dianoga. Go back to your trash pit. Thank goodness. Ann Newman and I love BB-8. And here we have the world's only purple and gold Lego Millennium Falcon. These three are giant Lego statues. Lightsaber replicas, some of them signed.
My name is Anne Martha Harness, and I have the largest collection of the Legend of Zelda memorabilia. I started collecting in 2008 when I learned how to use eBay and PayPal. I was inspired by many other collectors on the internet, and I first bought a plushie from eBay just to try, and then I wanted to collect more and more. I started playing The Legend of Zelda in 1994 on the Super Nintendo. It was a link to the past, and I fell in love with the game because of the music, the characters, the story, everything. I have a lot of weird items in my collection, like an umbrella and a space hopper and a boomerang, and there's plenty more. Not many people have actually seen my collection in life, so this is a great opportunity for me to show everyone how big it is. My favorite item is the Zorax guitar because it's so rare and it's from my favorite game, Majora's Mask. The Zorax guitar is maybe the most unique item in my collection. I think there are only 7 in the world. The first guitar was a prize in a contest for the Nintendo Power magazine in the US, and mine is number 5, and I found it on eBay, so I bought it. The big link from Germany It was shipped in 6 pieces and a lot of the pieces were damaged, so I had to glue him back on when I got him. That was fun. I fixed him up as good as I could, but his neck is really glued on, so he has a scarf now. I guess I've always wanted to be in the Guinness World Record with this collection, so I'm really happy about that. The official record number is 1,816 items, but I think I'm getting closer to 2,000 items now. I don't feel like my collection will ever be complete because new things keeps coming out and I keep buying them, so it will just keep growing.
What's up guys, I'm Jordy Geller and I'm the holder of the Guinness World Record for the world's largest sneaker collection. Before Nike was Nike, the company was called Blue Ribbon Sports and they used to import Onitsuka Tiger shoes and sell them out of a van at track meets. Then Nike started making their own shoes, and you can see right here a pair of Nike Cortezes alongside the Onitsuka Tiger Corsairs. And a lot of the really early Nikes look a lot like the Onitsuka Tiger shoes. Shoes inspired by the ABCs, crayons, Elmer's glue. I painted all of these right here. This shoe was painted by Mr. Brainwash, who you may know from Banksy. These are part of my Dorenbecker collection of shoes. These right here are one of 11 pairs and the only pair of size 11s in the world. And these shoes are known as What the Dorenbeckers, and they're a mishmash of all the other shoes that you see on the table right here. This is the very first Air Max, and you can see that it has a visible air window right here. This pair is one of 5. It comes in a giant air bubble, and it's autographed by Tinker Hatfield, who's the greatest sneaker designer of all time. My name is Jordan Michael Geller, so I've always felt a really strong connection to Michael Jordan, and I always wanted his shoes. I actually never intended to collect sneakers. It's just that when I was a kid, I really wanted all of these shoes, and then finally as an adult, when I had the money to get my hands on them, I couldn't even fathom wearing them, because to me they're art and I just wanted to keep them perfect and collect them. Over here is a pair of banned Air Jordan 1s. These shoes are very sentimental to me because, believe it or not, Nike actually banned me from shopping at their stores. I've got this big giant warehouse, and at the time when they banned me, I had 15,000 pairs of shoes. These are Air Jordan 1s from 1985 and they're game worn and signed by Michael Jordan. I ended up getting married on 11/11, and of course the Air Jordan 11 is my favorite of all the Air Jordans. So my wife and I wore matching Air Jordan 11s. We broke them out, fresh dead stock pairs, and have never worn them since. Come on over here, I want to show you the vintage couch. Here's a bunch of vintage shoes from the 70s and early 80s. These shoes show the evolution of the Nike Moon shoe and Nike's first innovation, which was the waffle sole, and I'm so lucky to have them. These are my favorite pair of shoes in my collection. Yatta!
私は千葉県四街道市、在住の郡司正夫です。今回、キティグッズの数のギネス世界記録に挑戦しました。私はキティコレクター歴35年で、人生の集大成としてキティのグッズの数のギネス世界記録に挑戦しました。私はキティグッズの数5000以上持っています。
The largest collection of Hello Kitty memorabilia consists of 5,169 different items achieved by Masao Gunji in Yotsukaido, Chiba, Japan. Congratulations!
ありがとうございます。キティグッズのいいところはキティの表情です。その表情は私が悲しい時は悲しそうに見えて、また嬉しい時は嬉しそうに見える。それが魅力で 表情がとても魅力的です。それで私が辛い時でもキティの表情を見てると癒されました。いつもは買い物と言ってもらって買ってます。それで近所の人たちもこのキティハウスに来て、楽しんで癒されて帰ってると思います。前々からキティグッズの数でギネス記録を作ることを願っていましたので、今回いろいろな方にですね、お世話になり、いろいろ手続き等をしていただいて、心から感謝している次第です。
I'm Billy Karam. I have the biggest collection in the world for dioramas, and this is one of the biggest I have. My museum started around 30 years ago because I was kicked out from my house by my wife. I tried to put it in the salon, but she refused. I tried to put it in another office. She refused. She told me, please take all your stuff and put it in your office and go and play there. It's a house here. We don't have space for this. I talked to my brother. We took 2 rooms, one for his classic cars and one for my model cars and dioramas. I already have the biggest collection of model cars in the world and 2 biggest collection of dioramas in the world. Fire trucks, fire trucks, fire trucks, fire trucks, and fire trucks. This is part of my collection. It's the Porsche collection. You have all sorts of colors. And here, my favorite stand. It's with Sebastian Loeb, world champion, my hero. This is a big diorama. It's 40 years old, and it took us nearly 8 months to fix it and to change the water, the grass. We added army, we added 400 trucks and cars, factory of wood working, the train station working, the electricity. It's a really very beauty, and it's one of my best diorama ever. We built this crane because it's a 4-meter wide diorama. It was impossible to fix it in the middle. So we had to do this crane and this platform so that we can reach every part of the diorama. This is my cabinet with the 3 special edition of Guinness World Records in 2011, 2013, and 2017. Guinness World Record means that you are a child and you don't want to grow up.
Hi, my name is Antonio Romero Montero, and I've just been awarded the Guinness World Record for the largest video game collection in the world. I'll start out by this wall that encompasses from ceiling to floor and wraps around all the way through these columns of over 1,800 PlayStation 2 games, which consists of a complete North American collection for PlayStation 2. This wall, I also have a complete North American collection of PlayStation 3 games. Now around this column, and it wraps on both sides, I have a complete PSP collection for North America. And then on this wall, I have original Xbox and Xbox 360. Here's the continuation of that Xbox collection and Xbox 360. Both again complete North American collections. Complete Nintendo GameCube collection for North America. Complete Wii collection for North America. Now moving into this wall, this is my Sega area. I'll start out with these cartridges. These are my Game Gear games. I have a complete North American collection. Here I have a complete collection of original Game Boy games for the North American market. Complete collection of Game Boy Advance games for North American market. And then on this wall, I have over 1,000 Nintendo DS games. Here I house a complete collection of Super Nintendo games for North America, and I get to show you my favorite game in the world, Castlevania 4. This is by far my most beloved game and love this game. I think it's a masterpiece. I have a complete collection of North America Nintendo system games. Over here, wedged in this corner, I have my Atari games. And then wrapping all around this area, I have crammed in this area all my systems and collector edition games. Overall, I have over 100 video game systems. That way I can play everything I own. I have my Nintendo 64 games that continue from down there. And then I have Game Boy Color, complete collection, N-Gage games, and then a bunch of different Atari generation games crammed in here. That's it. You've gotten to see my quick overview of my complete collection of 20,139 games. I'm really excited to be finally sharing this with the world. I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I have. And I hope to see you and share more of this in the future again. Thank you again.
This is my pride and joy. This is 54 years, 10 months of work, and it is the world's longest gum wrapper chain. Okay, these are big red wrappers from the Plenty Pack. Fold it in half.
When I first met Gary, I was not aware of his obsession with gum wrapper chains or all the other little eccentricities that he had.
Rip the wrapper in half. In the 60s, when we were all making the chains in high school, they would make them to the height of their boyfriend or girlfriend. So I can say that at 5.33 feet per day over the last 55 years, I have made a chain the height of my wife every single day over that time.
I do not get involved helping Gary in any way with his gum wrapper chain because it's a one-person deal.
Now, each half wrapper has to be folded 6 times. Fold in half. This is the very first wrapper that I ever put on the chain on March 11th, 1965. From that point to this point here is all one continuous chain in these specially designed plexiglass display cases. And take each of those halves and fold it to the middle. And fold the middle together. These are some of the memorabilia that I have collected over the years since I started my gum wrapper chain. This would be from the 1890s. This is 1935, 1994. Then you take that and you fold that in half. Then you've got to take the ends and fold them to the middle. You then have one link. At 106,810 feet, it contains 2,583,335 gum wrappers. When you've completed the link, you then add it to the last link on the chain by carefully inserting it through and then pushing it through. And there, I've added 1/4 of an inch to the overall length of the world's longest gum wrapper chain.
The first piece I want to show you is right over here. It's a page from Marvel Team Up 67. It's John Byrne artwork, and it features Spider-Man and Tigra teaming up against Kraven the Hunter, who is definitely one of my favorite Spider-Man foes. The page was given to me by my friend Renee. Her husband was Greg Karras. Greg passed away about 2 years ago, so the piece holds a little bit of special meaning. Aside from being just a really kick-ass piece of Spider-Man artwork, it also reminds me daily of my friend Greg, and it's just sort of a sweet thing to keep in mind. Another thing that has a lot of significance to me is the certificate that you fine folks awarded me with for the largest collection of Spider-Man memorabilia. I have it here on display, along with a picture of me from the night that I did the attempt, as well as a sort of Oscar-type statue I purchased for myself to commemorate the event. And then I have this pretty cool artwork drawn by an artist named Josh Lynch, who commemorated the moment of receiving the award. He has a great blog called A Spider a Day, where he sort of does different things in the current zeitgeist. So when Mr. Rogers was getting a movie, he did Spider-Man as Mr. Rogers, Spider-Man as Mr. T, or Spider-Man playing pool with Kraven the Hunter, and Spider-Man as Han Solo. My friend Chris, who actually works for Marvel Studios, and he worked on Captain America Civil War, which introduced Spider-Man into the MCU movies, and he gave me this pretty cool coin. So again, on its own, it is what it is, but it carries that extra meaning of reminding me of my friend Chris. I have Spider-Man reading a little miniature Daily Bugle, hanging out with Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, and then with his buddy Captain America. And what else would Captain America, most American man, eat but cheeseburgers and milkshakes? Biggest gift that I've received, and sort of the thing that has the most meaning and is the final item that I want to show you, is my copy of Amazing Spider-Man #1. This was a surprise from a group of friends who all signed this picture frame to the right of it that also was when they presented it to me. It was the last comic that I needed to complete my run of every Amazing Spider-Man, which also completed everything from every spectacular, amazing, sensational, adjectiveless, spectacular, friendly neighborhood, superior, ultimate, and you know, so on and so forth.
私は内田仁です。記録はドラゴンボールコレクション最多数です。私はギネス世界記録のために仕事を辞めました。私がコレクションを始めた理由は、もう物心ついた頃からドラゴンボールが好きで、その頃からドラゴンボールのガチャガチャの消しゴムを買っていました。私は20歳になって働くようになってから僕のコレクションをいろんな方に見せるようになりました。最初はまだそこまでは持ってなかったんで、徐々に増えていくにつれてちょっとおかしい人なんじゃないかなって思われ始めました。こちら孫悟空さんルームになっております。ここにいる孫悟空さんの数は4000種類あります。私の人生の目標は野沢雅子さんに会うことです。なんでかっていうと、子供の頃からお化けが怖かったり死ぬのが怖かったりしてたんですけど、その時に野沢雅子さんがする孫悟空さんの声にいつも助けられていて、私の思い出深い話は、アメリカのテキサスのカメハコンというイベントに行った時の話です。で、それは私が SNS などで自分のフィギュアコレクションを、投稿している時に、海外の方からドラゴンボールイベントのカメハコンがあるので、そのイベントにフィギュアを展示させてほしいということで私にお便りが来たので、私はアメリカのテキサスに行ってそのフィギュアをカメハコンで展示しました。で、その時にいろいろな海外の方からフィギュアと一緒に写真を求められて、でいろんな人たちと、話せたり、一緒の時間を過ごせたっていうところがすごい自分の中で、 思い出のある出来事です。